Well, g'day fishers. Welcome to our weekly fish report. School holidays are starting, so which means there's going to be plenty of people in town, but the weather's looking pretty good. Looking at the forecast for the weekend, Saturday a bit of sou'wester, but getting into Sunday looks absolutely sensational. Next week, temperatures rise again, so looking really good for that first week of the school holiday. So what's been chewing in the bay at the moment? Well, the flatties have hit the next level, so there's some great flatties being caught at the moment. So if you're keen on chasing a few lizards, the back half of the bay seems to be working better up towards Tilligary, definitely up the Karua River there, fishing really well for flatties. The Coles boys, they got some really nice fish up to 75 centimetres, throwing plastics up into the shallows behind the racks at Tilligary. Also caught a couple of small dewies as well, so you never know what's going to appear up in Port Stephens at this time of year. So definitely worth chasing some really good flatties. I know Guy's been fishing land-based, the lower half of the bay, getting some nice fish, including an 89 centimetre fish, which he released. So the flatties are definitely starting to chew there. And have a look at the shortcut, although it's pretty clear over there at the moment. It's a nice brim on the shortcut wall though at the moment as well. So flatties on the chew. A few really nice mulloway being caught. I know Jack, he did a bit of product testing during the week. That anticipated Shimano Stratic, the new Stratic's on its way. We'll have our hands on it shortly. I know Jack grabbed one and he's done a demo on it, caught a few nice mulloway inside the bay this week as well. So it's that time of year where the mulloway do certainly kick into gear, that's for sure. You can either vibe them or live bait them, throw some big paddle tails around, you should do pretty well there. A few kingies starting to turn up on the breakwall, so a few lads been getting into the kingies. I know young Jay's been throwing some of the slapsticks around and doing pretty well there. We've just got a big shipment of slapsticks on the wall, so if you're keen on doing that, a few kings around. He got some fish up to about 80 centimetres, so good fun land-based, that's for sure. Ludrick is still there on Nelson Bay Breakwall and also over at Windy Whopper there. So the breakwall at Windy Whopper, there's a few luddos over there, a few nice brim there as well that I've heard about at the moment. So bay's fishing particularly well. Now the longtails, haven't heard much on the longtails this week, but I think they will start to thin out now. I think with school holidays, boat traffic and things like that, I think they will probably vacate the bay. But you never know. Just keep your eyes peeled. If you're going to chase one, do it first light or right in the afternoon if there's no wind around. That will be the deal for sure. On the beaches, going to have a little bit of swell bump up over the next couple of days, but I think it'll back off pretty quickly, especially into Sunday. I've had reports of a few good sand whiting around this week, so that water's slightly warming and a couple of nice sand whiting. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if there's numbers there, but definitely qualities there at the moment too, and a few brim mixed in amongst them. Hopefully Fingal will clear a bit. There's a bit of redweed on Fingal at the moment, so hopefully that will clear with a bit of swell. But the northern side there, the northern side of the Spit's fishing pretty well for brim whiting and a few flatties up there at the moment, so if you're keen on doing that. Likewise down Samurai and 1 Mile, be worth a fish down there, that's for sure. Some nice gutters forming up on Samurai actually, so if you're keen to head down there. And of course you got Barubi down to Big Beach, which will start to get busy. If the weather's good, it'll start to get busy with a lot of holiday makers down that way as well. Now on the offshore scene, some really good snappers still about. Spoke to Paul during the week, again fishing that deeper water, throwing plastics, doing really, really well. So there have been a few fish in the shallows. So I know Adam's been getting some really nice fish. I know his daughter caught a really nice fish, and we'll pop that photo up on our socials in the shallows as well. But he's fishing really early that first light because the water is clear. But a little bit of swell this weekend might make a difference. Throw some baits in the washes, you might get a good red, especially on that northern side of Little Island or Big Island there. And up towards the guts there in around Broughton, all the sisters there might be worth a shot. Like I said last week, trag's still on the reef, so definitely worth a shot on trag at the moment. I spoke to the boys on Pacific Blue charters doing the same, trag and a few reds. Also Nelson Bay charters, much the same sort of thing at the moment. Now further offshore, looking at the altimetry further north up towards Foster, Port Macquarie, if that keeps coming down, we will see an early striped marlin bite. I've had reports of striped marlin up that way, so if you're keen on getting out there and finding a few stripes, I think it'll be definitely worth a shot. Looking at an early season striped marlin. Maybe in a couple of weeks we'll look at that altimetry pushing down, that upwelling and the currents pushing right too. So you never know. Everything can change in the ocean, but you never know. A couple of last things. Thank you to everybody that turned up to the bowling club on Tuesday. I had a meeting with Chris Bowen. I won't get into it at this point in time. put it this way, I was a little bit disappointed, but it's getting media coverage. It is getting out there in the community. The community is in uproar at the moment. We do have a rally on the 7th of October. You must be there, to be honest. If you're a local visiting angler and you want to save those marlin grounds of Port Stephens, you must get to that rally on the 7th of October. So details are further up on Facebook and so forth from there. So definitely, if you're keen, get there on the 7th of October, and we'll have more details as we go along. But also, our kids fishing competition will start on Saturday. What you need to do is you need to come in store. You need a parent or guardian to write down your name, so it's 16 and under. Put your name down, parent, guardian signature, and away you go. I think I said garden then, but I meant garden. I can't even say it. So there you go. Just come in. We've got our kids fishing comp on again. This time with species are bream, flathead, and whiting. Catch and release only. So you're going to measure, send the photos to us, let the fish go, and go from there. Especially flatties, because over 70 centimetres, you must let them go now. So anyway, so come in and register for the fishing comp. That's it. Enjoy the start of the school holidays.